Hey everyone, it's David, and welcome to another episode of the Daily D. Today's topic is negative talk. So let me tell you what negative talk is. Negative talk, obviously, negative is a bad thing, right? The only time you want to be negative is for maybe a drug test or a COVID test, any sort of medical exam in most cases. But to be very clear, negative talk can happen in two ways. Negative talk can happen either to yourself or it could be to others. And I don't mean from others. I mean to outward, not inward. We get a lot of negative talk all day, right? Negative talk all day comes from the media, social media, friends, family. So let me tell you about what the negative talk from you and I is. So negative talk really equates to the words that you speak that do not promote growth. That's what I call negative. So when I think about negative talk, I think about the words that I may speak about that would not really get me any further. In fact, it's a waste of time. In fact, it's not necessarily where you want to be, but most of us live there. We live in negative talk every day because what it really becomes to, it's just kind of like the norm. It's what we all do, if you will. Now, I'm not saying that I'm such a negative talker, but I'll tell you from time to time, even in each day, I find myself talking negatively about things because, well, it's kind of like ingrained in me, in all of us, not just me, but it's ingrained in me. Like for an example, if sometimes I talk negatively about other people, and I don't mean like I put them down or trash them. It's more so like sometimes I may say like, well, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? That's not even like what they should be focused on. And honestly, that negative talk doesn't get me anywhere. It doesn't promote anything, right? For an example, if whatever I accept into my mind and put outward into the world is a reflection of where I invest my time. And if I invest my time talking negatively about others, it doesn't really go very far. And I see this all the time. I constantly see this where if you go on Facebook, all you see is how many people are talking about someone else. Now, it may not be somebody that's related to them, may not even be a friend, but it could be a politician. It could be an actor, a comedian, a famous movie star, a philanthropist, an environmentalist, an entrepreneur, somebody out there who's doing something, somebody has something to say, and typically it's negative talk. This all relates back to the statement when we were kids that if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. That's really true in today's world. Now, why is this so important, right? Maybe David, sometimes you got to say some things. Well, okay, let's get there. Let's go with that. Sometimes you have to vent your opinions, and your opinions obviously are your opinions. They're not facts. And when I think about how I want to vent my opinions, I think that the challenge here is every moment that I vent an opinion that is in a negative light, what I've done is I've stolen an opportunity for myself to have a positive thought. Now, I don't mean that I have to be thinking about butterflies and rainbow thoughts and sunshine and, that's not necessarily what I mean. I don't mean we should always be thinking about the super beautiful positive things. I'm not a positive thinker all the time. What I mean by that is a positive thought is, how do I solve a problem? What is it that I need to do today? How do I get there or get this, obtain that? You see, negative talk is not going to get you very far in life. Talking about others, putting down or trashing things, it doesn't get us very far. It really doesn't. It is a outward reflection of your internal focus, an outward reflection of your internal focus. And because of that, well, it happens. Now, what I would refer to a lot of what we're talking about is gossip. And gossip is such a negative thing. And I constantly find myself or catch myself, saying things that probably shouldn't be said. And I got to correct them. That's why I'm telling you. So there's also a negative talk that goes inward. And the negative talk can be used either as fuel for the fire of life, or it could be a bulldozer to tear down your life. And I say that because many people will negative talk themselves out of opportunity, off of relationship, out of relationships. They'll talk themselves out of things because that self-negative talk. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't deserve this. Maybe that's actually might be a powerful statement. But what I'm getting at is there's a negative inner talk. And when I think about both of these things, right? The one that can be turned around positively, because you can actually still have one and turn it into a positive, is the inner talk. You see, you can't turn your outward talk into a positive unless obviously you're using that talk to the person, the things, and to having an actual conversation where you're willing to listen and not just talk. But that rarely or seldomly will ever happen. So you might as well focus on the one you can control, which is the inner talk. Now, the inner talk, when we talk about things, when I say, hey, my inner talk can be negative, my inner talk is pretty negative. In fact, mine specifically is very negative. In fact, I tell myself every day, you could do better. You can do more. You're not living to your full potential. You suck. I say those things to myself pretty often. I'm not the guy, regardless of, how good or bad of a day I have, I'm not the guy that says, gosh, you're so great, David. You're so blessed. You're so amazing. I don't say those things. I'm actually the worst person to myself. Now, why is this important to identify? Because I believe most high achievers will use that as fuel for the fire of life. And I don't wake up every morning and say, I'm so great. Life is so beautiful. And I don't do that for one reason and one reason only. I don't want to get comfortable with my life. I don't want you to be comfortable with your life either. I don't want to wake up every day and say, gosh, life is so good. It's not because life isn't good. Can't it always get better? I mean, look around you, even in your relationships, regardless if you're in one or not. But if you are, for an example, I'm married. If I look to my wife and I say, oh, we're perfect the way we are. Our relationship is awesome. The honest truth is, can't it get better? And I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying, can't it get better? When I look around me and I say, gosh, I love my house. Can't I have a better house? And I'm not saying better is bigger. I'm not saying that. But think about it. Can't things be improved? Don't you walk around your own house, your apartment, you get in your car, you look at your clothes, your wardrobe, your nails, your food. Can't you always say, gosh, I could have better than this? You could, right? By the way, the people who say they shouldn't or they don't want better are selfish people in most cases because they live in a scarce world. So negative talk will either promote you internally or it will cut you down. Let me tell you how it cuts you down. The second part of this is it will cut you down because, well, if you allow yourself to talk negatively to yourself and not use that as a positive, what it does is it tears you down. Now, when I was younger, I used to have a lot of negative talk. I used to tell myself, you're ugly, you're not worth it, people are right, you're stupid, nobody likes you, you're different, you're weird. I used to tell myself those things because why people would tell me those things. The difference between what I told myself then and today, right? Because I still tell myself I'm dumb, I'm fat, I'm ugly. I mean, I have said these things to myself. You know why? So I can improve upon myself. But let me tell you something. The difference between what I said then, and this was when I was a kid, to what I say now, the difference is today, I'm the only one who can tell me those things. That's the difference. Nobody else can tell me any of those things I just referenced. Nobody can tell me I'm dumb. Nobody can tell me I'm fat. Nobody can tell me I'm stupid. Nobody can tell me I'm lazy. Nobody else can tell me I'm a piece of, nobody can tell me that. But I can tell myself that. Why can I do that? Because I am confident with myself. And the way I built that confidence really is through constant and never-ending improvement upon that. What it is that I say to myself every day. See, when I get up, I don't ever say that I'm good. I don't say that I'm great. I don't say that I'm getting it. I say, I'm at 0. Let's go get this. Let's go, baby. And I get pumped. You know why? Because I tell myself, you are lazy. You are slow. You need to get up earlier. You need to work harder. You need to push harder at the gym. You need to stop being a little... I say that every day. But you know what? Nobody else is going to tell me that. Or at least nobody that I'm going to... If somebody tells me that, man, oh man, they better love me with such a passion that I know they're coming from a good place. There won't be any random person telling me that. So there's a difference. Inward negative talk can be a positive if you only allow it to be done by the people that you really truly love and care about and know that they're coming from a good place and giving you feedback, or yourself. Outward negative talk destroys you, your character, your confidence, your your ability to get far in life is going to be directly related to how well you communicate with others. And if all you do is talk about others, all you do is trash things, all you do is talk about politics and the negative things in the world, well, you always have a negative bank account. All right, guys, I wish you nothing but success, health, wealth, but most importantly, freedom. Have a great day.